started several years ago, actually before any of our times, as a meeting several times a year, town of Franklin, town of Highlands, and Macon County get together. And I think it's a super idea. Keep the lines of communication open, know what each other's doing. And I think most people we serve think that elected officials should work together. What do you kind of need, right? That we should talk to each other and work and share ideas, know what's going on across the island. But so that's the purpose of tonight's meeting. We also have I've asked Eric Coburg and Bill Dyer to give us a presentation about Cowee School, and then so after we get a report from all the entities that are here, I'm going to recognize these guys. They're going to give us a brief report, and then we're going to have a little tour around the school, a little walking tour. And we'll look around and see what's here, let you ask any questions you like, and I hope that'll be productive for you. So with that said, I'm going to recognize the Honorable Bob Scott. Can I say Honorable Bob Scott? Is that the Honorable Bob Scott, the Mayor of the town of Franklin, and he's going to give us a report from the town. Bob, stand.
Thank you, Chairman. A couple of things might keep us past sundown. The sewer plant renovation that the town of Franklin undertook is 100% complete now. It was a $6 million project, and what it does is that it makes the plant more efficient. It doesn't increase the capacity necessarily, but it does make it more efficient. The gazebo, we need to talk to the county a little bit about the lease on the square on the county. The town bridge project. As you know, we're getting a new eastbound bridge across the Tennessee River at the bottom of Town Hill. And I've got some photos I'm going to send them around. The town has agreed to pay the Department of Transportation additional $36,000, which is the town's share of giving a pedestrian barrier. With the proximity to the Little Tennessee and the Greenway, we've got to have a way to get people across that bridge safely, and it also really helps with the beautification of that bridge. It's going to look really nice, so right now, one of the things we're doing, if you've noticed a couple of potholes downtown, we're waiting for the asphalt plants to reopen, and the nearest one is over in Silver. And we've got some potholes, as you all know, the one that's been through up. The legislature we just got an alert today, or I think it was yesterday. One of the things the legislature is doing is trying to tell municipalities that we're not going to be able to do a lot of tree regulation within the city. So that's another thing that we're facing right now. The Old Town Hall. The Old Town Hall is going to become a brewery. I have to have a disclaimer that I am going to invest in the brewery, but it will be 1 6-pack at a time. Now, one of the things that I like about being at this tonight, at the Cowee School, is how we have taken an old building and renovated it and put it to community use. This is something that I would like to see, and I hope the board will too. And Franklin is renovating some of the old buildings that we've got back to community use. In the realm of tourism, the town's looking at getting more involved in possibly regional promotion. Chancellor Belcher from Weston last night, he again stated how we need to be looking at that on a regional basis, and this is a very good beginning for the town and the county putting together meetings like this. We're looking forward to working a little more in the field of economic development with the county and the town of Highlands. All right, before I go to one special announcement, I want to see my fellow board members have anything to say. Erlen? No. Billy? No. Okay.
Mark? It'd be nice to get them start moving on the bed.
There's a lot of folks getting there, Joyce. If you'll give me just a minute, Joyce.
Thanks for having us.
Patty?
Okay, my special announcement is I'm very pleased to introduce Summer Woodard, who is our interim town manager as of 1 minute after midnight tonight. I hope everybody will go, and those that don't know Summer, that you'll go and introduce yourself, tell you just a very little bit about Summer. She's an honors graduate of Western Carolina University. She has a degree in history and also political science, and she also has her master's degree in public administration. She was a member of the Honors College at Western, which I never walked. They just overlooked me. But Summer also started in local government as an intern for the town of Franklin when she was working on her master's. She's also completed the School of Government's Municipal Officers course at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. So Summer, we're just real proud to have you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
And that, Mr. Chairman, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob. We have Town of Highlands here, and we have the Honorable Pat Taylor, the mayor. And so, Mayor, if you would, introduce your board members, those who are here, and give us a report of the town.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I will introduce our board members. Buzz Dotson on the far end. We have Commissioner Amy Patterson. We have Commissioner Donnie Cowee and our town manager, Bob Pryor, with us tonight. You got one? And, I'm sorry. Commissioner Eric Pearson. I'm looking too far down. I want to say, as a new mayor, I really appreciate the opportunity to come to meet with the county commission and folks from Franklin to share common concerns. I've always realized that our town has great working relationships with the county commission, and I look forward to us continuing to build on those relationships. Whether we are officers, elected officials in town or within the county, we're all serving Macon County residents when it comes down to it. One of the things that we've been dealing with and addressing, and as we plan for the upcoming budget, infrastructure needs in housing. And let me just go over a few of these. The other day I spoke at the Macon County Planning Board and mentioned something about working on the dam at Lake Sequoia, and I think some people were really worried that it was about to collapse and all these things were going to happen, and let me assure you that's not going to happen. But we are doing some infrastructure projects with Lake Sequoia, which means that eventually we will have to drain the lake for just a few months. We will relocate or put in some new water intakes for our water plant that we need to have back up in that part of the system. And also, Lake Sequoia Dam has been there 80 years plus. And actually, we haven't done a lot of serious maintenance on that in 80 years. And we are now getting ready to, as a part of this whole program, to do some of those important maintenance and repairs on the dam. So that will be coming up this next year. We have other infrastructure needs like Franklin, for example, our water plant continuously needs to be upgraded. Down the road, we're looking at going from chlorine to a bleach process to treat our water, which is very important. We have a culvert project in our floodplain. We've gotten a grant. We're replacing about 3 major culverts in that floodplain, so when it rains, the water can flow without debris and everything clogging up and backing up the water in that area. Another project that we are considering, and it needs to be done, is replacing our main water line on Highway 28, which is now a 4-inch line. It's overdue to be upgraded to a 6-inch water line, and it will help us provide better service to some of our customers who are not in the county, but just out, not in the city, but just outside the county. So that is something that we are looking at. If we're able to do that, we can improve the fire. Had a major donation. Art and Angela Williams of Old Edwards Inn has provided the town with a generous donation of $1.1 million. And what we are going to do, the current swimming pool that we are now rebuilding, not this year, but next year will be covered, where it will be an all-year-round facility. And also, we're going to be able to replace our gym floor, which is in bad need of repair, and our bleachers and so forth, that are recreation department. But actually, that is kind of a springboard for an initiative that we want to do as a community, and that is to rejuvenate and revitalize our entire recreation program. One of the things that we've had a 30-year-old building, and we've fallen behind on keeping that maintained. And we will be looking at having to put a lot of money into upgrading and replacing a lot of the parts of that building. Kind of be like a makeover, if you will. It's to a point where right now it's costing every year, tax dollars for us to make these repairs. We're even considering possibly a slight tax increase that would be designated for recreation in order to make those critical capital improvements in the rec park. And I might add, those improvements will not only benefit the residents of Highlands, but every Macon County and on the plateau and in the area will have, of course, access to these new and upgraded facilities. Now, have I missed anything? Board, John, make a comment or add to? Thank you very much.
And as far as the county goes, I think all of you are aware of several big things that we've had going on. We just had a groundbreaking a few days ago for the Park Meadows Recreation Complex. We're very excited about that. The bids are out now. We're in the process of getting those in. We'll have those in the next few weeks, and hopefully construction can start sometime, certainly early summer, and hope to be occupying that park by at least summer of next year. And so that's moving along rather well. We are in the middle of our budget process, and our county manager is in the process of meeting with our department heads, and is doing a great job with that. You may want to give us a little update on that. And mentioning the county manager, we are so thrilled to have Derek Rowland. We appreciate the town of Franklin donating him back to us. Bob, I told Bob it was like we were joking about the other day. I said sort of like a white elephant. You've got to look at these white elephant things at Christmas when you can steal the gift and it goes back and forth. Well, this is his third stop, so you're done, Derek. So we're not looking for more county managers. We're thinking about giving him a 40-year contract. But I'll say this all kidding aside, Derek Rowland is not doing a good job. He's doing a fantastic job for the county. He's come in, and we've had some tough issues that met him the first few weeks that he was there, and he's behaved like a champ, and he's done a great job. We appreciate him very, very much. So, Derek, let me recognize you if you've got any comments to say about anything.
Mr. Chairman, that's an awful lot of gravy for such a little biscuit. No, I appreciate the kind words, and it has been it's been a learning process, and it's been very fast paced, but so fortunate to work with a group of county employees that are second to none, and I really appreciate them being there and helping me through this transition process, and I owe all the thanks to them for everything that's came our way, and we've been able to hit it head on and keep on moving. Mr. Chairman hit on at one point the Parker Meadows project, and that's certainly a big project, and this, we're sitting here tonight, is another example of leadership, past and present, that has shown without hesitation they put the well-being of the community, and that's at their core. And it's decisions like the ones that are made regarding this facility as well as the Parker Meadows project. You just can't help but notice that, and I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to work at at their direction. Another thing I'd like to hit on, I was thinking about while we were sitting in this school, the county employees, the Economic Development Commission, Stacy Guffey, the Cowee community, they've all put a lot of hard work into it. Our maintenance crew put, I think, Stacy, 14 HVAC units into this facility. Totally redid the HVAC system in here, gave this facility central heating there. And again, that's just goes back to show you how good and dedicated that the employees I serve with are. Again, I'm honored to work with them. And speaking of budget, it is budget time, as I'm sure everyone sitting in here is well aware. And looking back at the budget time and looking back at some of our accomplishments through the past year, of course, with Parker Meds being one of them, we have recognized this budget as an opportunity to look back and reflect on those. But as we look forward, we also noticed that we're entering some uncertain times with the tax revaluation. We're not sure the impact that's going to have at this time, but we definitely know that it will impact. And I've asked the employees that I work with and department heads to recognize that in your budget request and realize that in entering these uncertain times, we need to be geared up for it. We need to ask ourselves what's important now. And as I'm meeting with these department heads and we're going through their budget, it's so refreshing to see that they needed that call. And as we go into this reevaluation, I can say with certainty that we will present a budget that has no tax increase and will support the continued progression of this community by funding things such as the Parker Meadows Recreation Park. We'll continue to work with the Economic Development Commission and bringing economic development into our community, and we will press on. Macon County citizens can be assured that you have a group of people working for Macon County that are second to none, and they are working under leadership that has put the best interest of this county at the top of their priority list.
We'll recognize my fellow commissioners who are here. Vice Chairman of our board, Mr. Ronnie Beal. We have representing District 1, Commissioner Jim Tate is here, and District, we're not sure which district you live in, Ron. Which one was it? District 1 or 2 or 3? I'm not sure. He knows I can give you about that. Ron Hagan representing District 2. Gentlemen, would you like to say a word or two? Ronnie, as Vice Chairman, do you want to share a word?
About 5 years ago, I guess, me and a gentleman in this room from Bobby Tucker said about Robert Dyer City with the superintendent at that time. And that was way before any word of any new schools being built. Bobby will remember the conversation well, and we talked about days like today at this place. Bobby Tucker will remember it well. So as you hear Mr. Boberg and Mr. Dyer speak about, it took a lot of effort, but this is a school, you'll hear some of the history, and Bob and Mayor Scott was right. It's worth not only preserving, but it's worth saving for future generations. And it's not only going to serve this community well, but this county. So welcome to all that's here. We have several new alder ladies that are with us in our run that have connection to this community, Tom, as you will. So welcome as you hear, as you walk through the school. A lot of us didn't attend this school, all three of my children did. But this is, and remember, this is not for the Cowee community. They'll be the first to tell you that this is for the county, and for the county's use as we go forward. But I just want you to know a little bit about the history that when we sat and had this talk and could we make this work, this was one of the nights that was certainly thinking about. So welcome everybody. We're glad you're here.
Thank you, Commissioner Beal. Commissioner Tate, anything you'd like to share?
Cody, right there, you can. I think it might be good since both municipal offices said the price is going to be good. We'll go ahead and do it again. Based upon our latest information, as you know, we're looking for revaluation. Both municipalities base their taxes based upon the same day information that we use. So, please correct me if I'm wrong, but our present evaluation shows that we have a little over $9 billion in taxable property values across the county. It's looking like it's going to drop to just under $7 billion. That's the latest information. We're going to have, of course, that's going to affect all of them.
They're thinking 25 to 30%
Okay.
reduction, average.
That's correct. And those new appraisals are going to be starting to be sent out in November. Is that correct, Derek?
The new rates will take place in January.
They'll be mailed out in November, correct? Okay. I think that's it. I just thought that'd be important for y'all to know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Hayden, basically all I would like to say is, so congratulations. I was glad to hear that she got that job. I told her to quit when somebody's here, tell her to give it to her full time. But for all the new people here, thank you very much for an opportunity to get set in with a meeting like this. And I enjoy it when we have these meetings, especially when Chuck cooks at barbecue like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would like to thank each and every one of you. I've been laying kind of low the past couple of months, unless you've seen me on the front of the paper, but I've been running that school bus up and down the mountains, and I would like to say that today's the first day that I've got to rest a little bit in 2 months. But doggone, I've sure flooded this town with pipers at. And thanks for this very much for letting me.
Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, I had a conversation with Eric Moberg, and we thought it'd be good. I know most of you are familiar with this project, how it came about. We have some knowledge of it, but in this group, I think we probably have knowledge of this project that is from here to here, as far as what you actually understand about how the project came about, who worked in it, how it's organized now. So I asked Eric to put together a brief presentation of what we talk, and Bill Dyer's here, and is my former coach, and he was bragging on me that I've lost weight last year and a half. I'm trying to get down to my weight when I played football and ran track for Bill Dyer back in 78, 79, those years. So a lot of respect for Bill Dyer. He's done so much for this community, and now he's I guess the chairman or the president of whatever you call the organization. I never can quite figure out what it is, but why don't you tell us what I think you got it written down? But I'm going to recognize Bill Dyer as the chairman of the school project here. And Bill, if you would talk to us at this time.
That's a good place to stand. In the middle of the circle. Well, technically, this is the Macon County Heritage Center at historic Cowee School. And let me just say, first of all, we are delighted that you are here. And this means a lot to us that you do here. And there are so many people in this room that have supported this project in a lot of different ways. And we want to, on behalf of the steering committee, I want to give a big thank you for your support. Our steering committee formed a little over a year ago, and most of us at the time that were asked to serve on it really didn't need something else to do. But it has been one of the most fulfilling and rewarding projects I have ever been a part of, and I've been a part of several. It's been hard at times, it has stretched all of us at times, but there are so many good things happening. And as I look back over the past year, it's kind of jaw-dropping to think of what has been accomplished in such a short period of time. It's nothing short of a miracle in my opinion. So I can't say enough in that regard. And the other thing I want to say is what a wonderful steering committee we have. Not only are these people hardworking, they are resourceful, they are creative, they are connected in the full Macon County community, not just Cowee or Franklin or something. It's viewed as a full, as Kevin said, a full project here. And so this group, they're committed to stick together and remain. And so I don't want to say too much more because there are two important components that I want others to share with you. And Eric's going to talk about the volunteerism that's going on here. And while, yes, there is a lot of folks in the Cowee community that are supporting and participating and all, it reaches well beyond that, our volunteer pool. And then when he gets through, I want Bobby Cuppers to talk a little bit about our upcoming music series. And this is such a core part of what we're doing. And we got it off the ground last year, a little later than we wanted to. But what has been put together this year by several people, and I'll let Bobby talk to you about it. And we would love your support. We just love for you to show up for these programs, and I'll let him tell you more about that. But again, we're delighted you're here. We're so pleased that you selected this as your meeting site. And thank you very much for coming. So I'll turn it over to you, Eric.
I'll share that welcome too. We're really thrilled to have you. I'm on that advisory board as well with Bill, and also chair of the Cowee Community Development Organization. This project has been near and dear to our heart for a good many years, actually going back to 2006 when Mr. Corbin here was nice enough to sit in my office one day and say, well, I hope what happened to Auto School doesn't happen to Cowee School. And that kind of got the ball rolling with the commissioners. It got the ball rolling with a lot of the community and with the entire organization out here and of people from all over the county who came into this. We had organizational meetings with PhDs, literally, that we funded with generous donations to bring in to do business plans and put this together and try to create a vision for what this could be for all of Macon County and actually all of Western North Carolina, because it's really having an impact. We're having visitors and people who come in here and comment and are thrilled with what we're doing here from all over the western part of the state. So it's really been an interesting thing. This is really a very unique property in the sense that not only is it an old school, but it's on the National Register. It's part of the largest historic registered district in Western North Carolina. So it kind of fits with that whole feel of what we've got out here. It's integral with the Cherokee community. It's been a very important part of them and their community, and they've been very generous in working with us here as well. With things that we put on so far in the fundraising we've been able to do here, we've literally raised almost $70,000 in grants for the operation of the school and the improvements in the school, including getting the kitchen operational. And the Cowee Community Organization has been extremely generous to donate a good bit of money to improvements. It's just this past week we installed a brand new flat top grill in there so we could have a breakfast. We served almost 200 runners. For those of you who may not have heard about the Smoky Mountain Relay, it's the most difficult relay race in North America. And they run right through our community. And they brought in a couple of thousand people into the Macon County area this past weekend. You couldn't get a van or a hotel room or anything anywhere in this part of the state because these guys are a 212-mile run from Brevard to the Nanagilla Outdoor Center. We served a breakfast here on Saturday morning, and it was really a thrill to get the feedback from these people who came. Literally, I came in here about 5:30 Saturday morning, and they were sleeping out here under the front porch, and they were sleeping in hammocks hanging from the trees out front. So it was quite an adventure. So we're getting feedback. And these are people. The organization behind this is actually in Oregon. So we're getting a lot of attention all over the country. But just a few of the things that are going on here on a daily basis for those of you who don't have the opportunity to be out here. There's an exercise program here every Tuesday and Thursday mornings. It goes on and attended very nicely, 20, 30 people showing up on a regular basis and coming in here and doing exercise. A walking group now on Wednesdays. And besides the organization of this, there's, any day you walk by here or drive past the school, the playground, the ball field, the front of the school out in the grounds are constantly in use. We were thrilled, by the way, to donate that other swing set to the county. That we're glad to do that. But yeah, it's amazing how much use. There's cars. Our objective was to see cars in the parking lot on a daily basis, and we're about there where there's something going on between the textile group that's in here on a daily basis doing things,
the pottery that's going on. The Historical Society has taken a space here in the building, and they have exhibits and so forth going on. The Cherokee have a space here in the building, and they're going to be developing more and more. They participate with us on a regular basis when we have events here and have weavers and carvers and exhibits going on. Concert series, which Bobby's going to talk a little to you about coming up soon, but please don't leave today without a season pass. Painting classes and so forth. We have artists in residence now here at the school, and there's activities going on with art on a regular basis. And again, this is a school. It's been a school since 1943. The main mission has been to maintain it as a school and have instruction and so forth for people available here. We're continuing to do that as we go forward. The farmers market kicks off here on the 13th. Come on out and start to get produce. It'll be every Tuesday from 3:30 to 7 o'clock. It's the first one of the week. You start the week, so you get your produce early in the week and come here and do it. Already have, I think, 17 vendors signed up to be here, which is huge for a brand new startup. We're really excited about that. But just some of the supporters, I mean, just to give you an idea of the people who have been behind us. I got to take out my glasses to read this. Cherokee Preservation Foundation, CCDO out here in the community, Blue Ridge National Heritage Area, Outdoor 76. Macon Bank, by the way, is underwriting a music program for us this year. Premier Marketing, Phil Drake and his group have been outstanding in providing support for us for all of the work that we're doing, the brochures, the design, and so forth. Hidden Valley Farms, Snow Hill Inn, and it's becoming more and more of this. We get gifts on a regular basis from people in the community, not just here, but some of our part-time residents who are up here from Florida are volunteering on a regular basis. And we're right at about 1,500 volunteer hours in the last 15 months here at the school, which is pretty amazing. And this is people from all over the county who have come to help us. And we got a lot more to do. We got a lot of painting to do. We got a lot more work to do. But as I said earlier, that amounts to, in matching with either in kind through labor or in actual cash that we've raised from the community, almost $70,000 in grants here for the school as well. You know, our objective, like everybody else that has an organization like this, is to become self-sufficient. And we know that we've got to do that in the next few years and work very hard towards that, so that this is not just a county project, but it's a self-sustaining project. And we feel very strongly the school can do this. We're modeling a little what we're doing after Stokoa and what they've done up there. We've learned a lot. Our kitchen just got inspected today. We did real well. We're really excited about that. So more and more good things happening on a daily basis. So come join us. I mean, we'd love to see you out here more often. We're thrilled to have you all here now. Highlands is a long ride, but we'd love to see some of your folks come up here and visit us and listen. We got some great music events coming up. And our celebration in August is going to be huge this year. So this is going to be an annual event every August. So look for it in papers and come and participate. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I guess I'm last. All right. No, you can see them heading for the exits. The guys who used to work, why did you let them go last, man? We'll be here all night. No, you won't. This is going to be real quick. I want everybody to look in front of you. Hold it up so I know you got one. If you know you got one, I'll get you one. Mr. Sheriff, you can have mine. You can have mine. Take that with you. If you don't want to read it, give it to somebody that can read. I don't care. I want you to look at it. Okay? What's on there, guys, is an effort that we went through after we opened this place less than a year ago with perhaps the finest bluegrass band I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not a bluegrass aficionado, but if you get this here Balsam Range out here, even in the rain for free, it's worth it. Okay? And that kind of got us started. And we felt like bluegrass and country music kind of fits with the theme of the place, and some of our sponsors kind of like that. By the way, turn it over on the back and look at those sponsors. Now, I want you to think about something. A year ago, that card would have been empty. There was no sponsors at the bottom. None. When I was sitting out here spinning our wheels, this bus back here drive me crazy because they drive me crazy because they're 90 miles an hour. We put together what we call Macon County Heritage Center at the historic Cowee School Music Series. Now, that's a lot of words. But we did that on purpose. We agonized for that a long time, and that's because we don't want this to be the Cowee School, just the Cowee School, or just the Cowee community. This is the Macon County Heritage Center. It just happens to be located
at the historic Cowee School. And it happens to have a music series. And if you look on your card, you will see that we have 5 or 6? 6, 5, because the celebration is free. 5, and I'm telling you guys, these are nationally known bluegrass bands. These are award-winning bluegrass bands. I've heard Bumpkin Turnpike, and if you don't come to anything else, come to that one, because they are phenomenal, okay? You might think that, gosh, how could you have a con? We can put about 200 people in here, and we put about 150 in the first night for Bumpkin Turnpike. We put about 150 people in here, and though my voice tends to echo a lot, theirs doesn't seem to. The acoustics in are a lot better than you think. Here's the opportunity of a lifetime, right here. For just $50, I have here in my hand your ticket to all 5 shows, right here. And you can take care of it tonight. And I don't have to go back and see you later. Because I will, Derek. I will. Because I know how much money you make. It's in paper. I will be back. Okay? I will be back. Don't tell me you can't afford $50 for a season pass. Well, you can go to our website and you can charge it. You can use your credit card on our website, which is, if I can remember it,
CoweeSchool.org.
CoweeSchool.org. Click go to the music menu and there you go. But why wait? I've got 10 of them right here. There's no need to wait. I've got 10 of them. You can see me sometime tonight after the tour. Now, if you're cheap like Mr. Lee, and you just want to do it one at a time, we're having June and May, okay? Red June's coming here a week from tomorrow night. It's the opening concert in the series. These guys are phenomenal, and we'd love for you to come. All kidding aside, I do have the tickets if anybody's interested in seeing the athlete. Before I sit down, I need to thank the Board of Commissioners. We would not be standing here without them. It's as simple as that. We would have no committee. We would have no school. This thing would be falling down around its foundations. There'd be a lot of angry people in Cowee. But there wouldn't be a thing they could do about it if we hadn't had the support of the Board of Commissioners. You got the community support. You got the county support for this place. It ain't yours. And they need to stay. Nobody in their right mind when we started this 5 years ago thought that 1 year after we took it over we'd be self-sufficient. None of us thought that. None of you thought that. Look at the back of that card and see how far we've come in 12 years. Stay with us. Stay with us. Finish this thing. Stay with us, and one day this place will be self-sufficient. I'll tell you that it will. We're going to need your help for a couple of years. We are. Don't stop now. You heard the people that are here. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of angry folks if we have to look at it and say, we gotta close the doors, folks, because we're out of money. That's all I came to say. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, all the county commissioners that are here tonight. We would love to see every single one of you. We'd like to call you out. If you show up that Saturday night, we'd like to call you out. And I guarantee you that if you buy one of these tonight, I'll make sure we call you out. Those of you that are running or something, that might take some dividend. All right, thank you very much. We're done.
I'm gonna hire Coopers to sell insurance tonight. I could retire. Just, if you wouldn't give me about 2 minutes, we'll wrap up here. I wanted to say just a word about, and I'll conclude with talking about this school. As most of you know, I was on the school board. I was chairman of the school board for about 16 years. And back in 1994, Brittany, you and Derek were in about the 3rd grade then, I realized that. But 94, we realized we needed a long-range plan. We had somewhere between 75 and 100 mobile units, that's trailers. On our campuses, we had classrooms that were too small. We had schools that didn't have the infrastructure, that weren't wired for the technology, and the list went on. So we recognized the need for a long-range plan. And Donnie will help me communicate this to Mr. Cleveland in Highlands. You'll help me with that too. We started in Highlands, and we actually finished in Highlands. First and last project was in Highlands. First project was the middle school, which is the back part of the Highlands School. We had done about a $2 million project there. Somewhere midway, we built the gym up there, and then, of course, the last thing we did was the renovations, which we just completed at the Highlands School, $1.5 million. But along that way, we came up with a plan that included the building of the new elementary schools. and the worst situation we had was south. And so we started with south. After that, it was supposed to be the Iowa school. But we saw so much growth in that, just in that short period of time in Cartoogie J. There was a couple of developments went in out there. We changed the plan, and then we built the Cartoogie J school second. And we wound up putting this one off actually about 10 years or longer. So we worked through that long-range plan, and the last part of that plan was the opening of the new Iowa Valley School. And with the opening of that school, we actually did away with, there's not a single student in Macon County that goes to school in mobile unit. None now. And we had close to 100 at one time. So with that said, there were those that opposed that plan, and I appreciate that. That's the American way. But I'm glad that we went ahead with it, with the support. At the time, I was on the other side of the fence. I was asking the county commissioners for their support, and they gave it to us through several sets of county commissioners. But in that, we wound up closing some schools. And there's three things you can do with an old school. You can tear it down, you can sell it on the open market, or you can do something like we've done here. And my conversation with Eric way back was we did, the school board did sell Otto School, who had a fine business runs out there, but you sell it, you get a couple $100,000, and it's gone. The same thing happened with the school board sold Cartoogie J, thank you. The school, I think it was for around $300,000, and that's being put to good use. But what a great use this facility is, and for a very small investment, the county was able to invest in the school, and something that's not been said, this not only creates jobs, it creates opportunities in the community, but you think about the people that have volunteered their time, the thousands of hours, and what that's worth to this community, because the county made a very small investment in this school. And so I think it's been wonderful. This has been a good full circle, certainly for me to be involved in. So, Eric, anything else, or Bill?
No, we just love you to take a little tour.
You want to
Break out your checkbook.
Yes,
do we want to divide in maybe a couple of groups so we don't?
yeah, we can do that. That might make some more sense, yeah.
So,
Group without the checkbooks can go first. Anybody else say?
I don't know. Do we have any other business to come before the group? There, any other business, Bobby business, discuss with that? Yes, sir.
I think, just wanted to, you were talking about the district meeting there a minute ago, and it sounds on something I talked to Chester about before the meeting and stuff, just, we got an election coming up, primaries and all that sort of stuff, but, I'd like to see more emphasis on the districts being able to choose your representatives. Some districts it is, others I know, changing the district line, so that's a convoluted process, but, just put something else here that maybe in a primary, letting the district choose their representative, be the ones that vote their representative. May not be in the general elections, it is a process. Just, if y'all look into that, stop on it, talk about it. I think each district, the county deserves to have who they want representing their district, the county.
And next, who's next on the list? We're going to Highlands, though?
We can go up to Highlands, one of those restaurants you find.
As long as it's kind of Franklin.
Is Franklin starting? Franklin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else to come before the group tonight before we sort of school? I would encourage you to do that. Here, nothing, which of you guys would feel comfortable doing? We divide maybe into about 3 different groups. Eric?
I'll take first group through.
Okay. Why don't we take about, take about 10 notes in each group? And that way we're not having to scream and all that. So, Eric, why don't you head out?
Okay.
10 people just volunteer to go there.